Hi Bayana community, welcome back to Life Matters. And guys, this is going to be the last episode we have for the year 2023. So I felt like these last few days to the end of the year, it's an amazing time. You know, there is no turning back to 2023, but there are amazing things we have learned over the year 2023. That is what keeping strong and taking into 2024. Meanwhile, there are things that we've also encountered that we feel like are not going the right way, that we need to shift aside so that we don't carry the baggage or the luggage of 2023 into 2024. So guys, one of those things that have really stood out for me for the year 2023 is the thought factor. Okay, how our thoughts affect us, how important it is to mind our thoughts. That has been something that I've been deliberating on, and I've seen that my thoughts have been one of those reasons why there are days that I'm sad. There are days that I feel weak, depressed. There are days that I'm unable to even pray or do anything for myself. If I have ever taken time to look deep, it is going to. The cause or the factor behind any of those things has always boiled down to my thoughts. Don't get me wrong, guys. Your thoughts can also be a reason why you're excited, why you're happy. Have you, like me, have you ever been one of those people where sometimes you just sit and you have this happy feeling, you have this happy thought that you know that you have kept something good. You keep thinking about it. Sometimes you might not even immediately remember what it was, except you decide to rethink it and just really focus on it before you can remember what it was. But your mind just keeps telling you, the thoughts in your mind just keep telling you there is something good. That is the same thing with negative thoughts. When you have negative thoughts in your mind, if you are not this person who takes time to think about it, it goes unnoticed. You will never know that it is a negative thought if you don't rethink your thoughts. You will just be in a place where you keep thinking the thoughts and just deliberating on the thoughts, and the thoughts keep bringing other thoughts, and other thoughts bringing more, and then your mind is flooded with this one single thought that started and has given birth to so many thoughts that keeps you in a place of unhappiness, sadness, depression. I mean, to an extent that you start acting out your thoughts. Yes, that is how important your thought is. Before we go deeply into this subject matter, there is a verse that has stood out with me. Guys, you know, here we share our experience, we share what has inspired us. To me, the Bible is one of those things that have inspired me. To me, the Bible is my go-to. It's one of those places that I go to and have answers to so many questions about life. And I'm just going to share a verse from the Bible that has stood out for me over years as far as the thought factor is concerned, and especially this year, because I've taken time to deliberate on this Bible verse, and I see that it is so important that we mind our thoughts, so much so that God or Jesus Christ had to re-echo it so many times. There's so many verses in the Bible about our thoughts. There are so many verses, and this is just two of them that I'm going to be citing today. If there is need, believe me guys, I'm going to be doing a part 2 of this video. So guys, I want to share the first verse. The first verse is in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 5. I'll just read 5. It says, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing, this is the focus guys, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. That is to say, even if you don't believe in Christ and you have these thoughts running through your mind, there is a need for you to bring that thought captive. How do you bring the thought captive? Is for you to rethink about what you are thinking and see if that thing is going to be beneficial to you. It is going to be beneficial to those around you. It's going to help you. If it is not going to help you, bring it captive, either by dismissing the thought immediately it comes, so that it doesn't give birth to many thoughts and bring you to a state of maybe sadness or anger or bitterness or whatever, or you bring the thought captive by actually speaking out what you want your life to reflect. I hope that is understood. For example, if I start thinking lustful thoughts, because everybody does, the mind doesn't have a barrier to what it brings it brings for you to think about. The mind runs, there is a lot of things that runs through your mind. I'm telling you, even children of God, even pastors, even men of God, if they are truthful enough to tell you what they think, what their minds bring up, guys, you will not believe it. The mind runs like a machine with so many thoughts. Imagine it's like we think billions of thoughts a day, I think, or it's millions. If you know that particular amount, or if you've been able to know how many thoughts run through our mind a day, let me know in the comment section. So imagine the number of thoughts that we have a day. Do you think those thoughts are thoughts that we want them to come? No, we don't want them to come, but they come. We don't have any control as to what comes to our mind, but we have control over what we make, or how long we keep those thoughts, and what we make of the thoughts. Okay, and which is our focus today. You want to bring, like if you are a child of God, you want to bring every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. What does Christ say about that particular thing you are thinking? Is it a good thing? Is it something that will edify you? Is it something that will make you holy? Is it something that will keep you in a peaceful state? Is it something that if Christ were to look into you, he would like to know that you are thinking about it, you are working on that thought? And then, guys, the second verse goes to emphasize something about this verse, which is like, it's like an outcome of you not bringing the thoughts you have in your mind captive. So guys, I'm going to be switching to Matthew 12 verse 34. I'm going to read the whole of it, but when I get to the place of focus, I'm going to make sure I mention that. So it starts with growth of the actual beginning of that verse says, a tree is known by its fruit. So you as a human being, you are a tree, and you bear fruit. You can bear good fruits as well as bad fruits. And part of the fruits we bear as human beings come from our thoughts. Okay, if we start working on our thoughts, then our thoughts become the fruits that people are able to see. Our thoughts are hidden. Okay, but when our thoughts mature and when we work on our thoughts, we do not screen our thoughts, the outcome of our thoughts are going to show in so many areas of our lives. So this verse says, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Okay, so you know, the abundance of the heart is your thought. The things you are thinking are in your heart. Nobody is able to see it. But when it becomes abundant, your mouth will speak it. Your actions will show it. Okay, it's take, for example, look at the lust issue that I mentioned before. Loss comes to everybody. Okay, you might be a woman and see a man passing, and you start screening through that man. The thoughts in your mind start screening through that man. The thoughts in your mind start bringing a lot of things that you can think about that person, which is abnormal, which is lustful, which is not going to be of help. Which is the reason why some people, if they don't take care of their thoughts, end up raping, to become rape people, or they start acting out, in certain ways that are not normal, that are not okay. So if you start thinking that way and you do not bring that thought captive, you do not decide to work on that thought and tell yourself, no, this is not what I want to think, then your mind will work on that thought until it will become so many different thoughts that will become manifest in your actions. You start acting out the thoughts that you had in your mind. Okay, you can get up, for example, another thing that is really so simple, but yes, it's our thought that needs to be brought captive, is you get up and you think about it. For example, the first thought in your mind is like, oh, this person has not called me for a long time. The next thought will be like, why did they not call me? Are they angry at me? The next thought will be like, what do they think they are? But I thought I heard that they called this other person, and then what is it about me that they've not called? Like, it's just so many thoughts, and before you know it, you are sad. Before you know it, you are angry. Before you know it, you start acting out, and you act out on even the people that are around you that do not even know, are not able to read your thoughts, are not able to know where they come from. And believe me, you can go through a whole day sad just because of your thought. If you think I'm lying, right now, you watching this video, if you are in a place of sadness, if you are in a place of joy, if you are in a place where you are thinking, you are happy about something, think about it. How did this happiness come about? Is it not from something that you thought about? You thought about something that was going to happen to you. Maybe you thought about how you wrote your exam and how it went good and you are happy and so on. And then it starts manifesting in your face. You start smiling, you are excited and all of that, right? Same way, if you are sad right now listening to this video, think about it. What made you sad? Is it not your thought? It's your thought. If you look deeply, even if somebody has done something to you, what makes you act on that thing is by thinking about it. When you think about that thing, it is the reason that you become either angry, sad, or whatever. So guys, in this video, I just wanted to tell us, moving to 2024, mind your thoughts. I'm telling you, mind your thoughts, because see what happens. People who kill others, they act on their thoughts. And these are thoughts that began just so small. Maybe they expressed it, maybe they didn't express it. And then before you know it, they start working on it. It start building up to so many other thoughts. And then finally, they had to execute their thought. Because at the end of the day, if we are not careful, we always end up executing our thoughts. So work on your thoughts, 2024. I am working on my thoughts too. This is something I've learned. This is something that has helped me, that I'm always loving to share with our community. If you think you want us to do a part 2 of this video, please let me know in the comment section. But even if nobody's mentioned, I'm telling you, and I think about something, I'm going to be coming back with a part 2, because I feel like the thought issue is amazing. It's so important. And if you are like me and you feel like you want to know how many thoughts passes through a human being's mind a day, please let me know the answer in the comment section. And guys, one of the ways that have helped me over time with this issue of thought is that when I start thinking something, I think about my thoughts. I rethink my thoughts, okay? And sometimes if I feel like the thoughts are coming so many and they are flooding my heart and in such a way that I cannot handle, one of the ways I do is to speak out what I want to do, what I want to see. For example, if I start thinking lustfully, one of the ways that I help myself with is to tell myself that as a child of God, I'm not supposed to be thinking these thoughts. These are not my thoughts. This is not something that comes from me. This is something that my mind is bringing up that I don't want to entertain. You see? So I start talking about it. Sometimes I say it loud, okay? I listened to one preacher that I attended his service, and he talked about this, and it was so amazing. He says he talks to the devil. He talks to the enemy every day. He's like, can you leave? I'm not your agent. I'm not your child. I'm a child of God. And these are the thoughts that God wants me to think. And I'm going to think this thought and not yours. You know, this thought. And then you make yourself to know what thoughts you want to entertain by telling yourself, okay, this is not a thought I want to entertain. I don't want to deal with this thought. So it is not your place. I don't want it to come in my life. I don't want it to manifest in my life. It doesn't belong to me, okay? So you can actually do that. Like, if you are like me, I want to say it loud, because the more I say it loud, it becomes my reality. If you feel like you don't want to say it loud, maybe people will think that you are mad or something, then you can also think better things. Try to interchange your thoughts with thoughts that are more helpful, thoughts that are more of the thoughts that you want to entertain. Okay, guys? So let's not take this video too far. I love you guys so much. Happy New Year 2024, guys. 2024, August of 2024, Bayana is going to be 2 years old. Guys, thank you so much for having been with us all these years. We really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you in 2024. And we want to be hopeful that you are going to participate more on this YouTube channel so that we can grow this community together. I love you guys once more. See you in our next video in 2024. Bye for now.